Full time here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 0, West Ham 2. A really poor result for Arsenal. It makes it 1 win in the last 4 Premier League games. 8 points dropped in that period. I know that they've had some tough fixtures away at Anfield and Villa Park, but you would still expect Arsenal to do better in that time. You would still think that a team with aspirations of winning the league would need to do better. Funnily enough, I had a feeling coming into this one that it would be difficult for Arsenal. I think West Ham are a team who have some really gifted players in, likes of Paqueta, Bowen, Kudus. And I just had a feeling that we might be due a poor performance. I think even in the games where we've dropped points, think of places like Newcastle, Villa, Anfield, we drew obviously. I think we've produced some pretty decent performances, and I just felt we might be due one, which was a bit underwhelming. So it proved tonight. I said West Ham are a decent team. It should be pointed out there, without both their first choice centre-backs today. This has been quite a makeshift defensive partnership. I know he scored a crucial goal tonight, but Mavropanos has really struggled there in his first few appearances for the team. So, we had that going for us. Look, all the numbers are in Arsenal's favour, except the most important ones up in the corner of the screen. The possession, Arsenal dominant. Shots on goal, Arsenal dominant. Territory, Arsenal dominant. And yet, but for a David Raya penalty save, Arsenal might well have lost this game 3-0. Something Mikel Arteta's quite fond of saying is we weren't good enough in both boxes, and I'm sure he'll say it again tonight. It's true. The defending in our own 18-yard box wasn't good enough, particularly on that first goal. Was the ball in? Was it out? Frankly, we'll never know. And until the technology comes in to enable us to know. It's pretty frustrating for Arsenal, though, because obviously they missed out. They conceded the goal against Newcastle in similar circumstances, and we've seen basically exactly the same thing happen today. So that will be deeply frustrating, I'm sure, for Mikel Arteta. He'll also feel perhaps that he should have had a penalty. Bukayo Saka brought down. I have to be completely honest and say I don't particularly like those ones. I saw Chelsea get a penalty in similar circumstances last night, I believe, where the attacker kind of swings a leg out at the defender. I don't like them, and I'm not sure they should be penalties, but it was awarded last night to Chelsea. Very similar situation. Listen, we've got to put the ball in the back of the net. I mean, it's taken me 3 minutes to say it, but really that is the headline, isn't it, coming out of this game? We've got to be better putting the ball in the back of the net. And there'll be a lot of focus on Gabriel Jesus, and understandably so. One header he missed, I thought, was a fantastic opportunity. And it was sort of 2 headers within a minute, actually, that he might have scored with either. But it's not just him. Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli in particular, the goals have dried up a little bit this season. And I think you can kind of, I'm going to say, get away with Jesus' occasionally wayward finishing if you've got Saka and Martinelli firing on all cylinders, doing that Salah and Mane thing. If you've got a Salah and a Mane, you can carry your Firmino. And they are not right now. And there was no Havertz today, who has been contributing goals from midfield. Trossard had a bit of stinker in his place. So it was pretty frustrating, all told. Odegaard, I thought, was really good, did everything he could to make something happen. Worked really hard, took shots on, played in one brilliant cross which just evaded Emile Smith-Rowe, took some shots from range. If anything was going to happen, it was through him. Jesus had one of those funny games where kind of every other aspect of his play was really good, apart from what happens in that penalty box. Mikel Arteta played down, talked that he needs a striker before the game in his press conference, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion about that tonight. My understanding is Arsenal are not currently pursuing a new forward in this window, but if they continue to finish like they did tonight, they may have to revise that. As I say, it might well have been 3-0. West Ham broke. Declan Rice gave a penalty away. He won't be enjoying his 2 appearances against West Ham, beaten in both in the Carabao Cup and now here at the Emirates in the Premier Pretty disappointing for him. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I mean, we've spoken about the officiating, penalty, the goal. Yeah, I just think... Oh, game state. Let's mention game state. Mikel Arteta will, I'm sure, mention game state. He likes to do that in his press conferences. That first goal is huge because it enables West Ham to do what they want to do, which is sit in, defend the edge of their own box. Times in this game where there are 8, 9, 10 players behind the ball for West Ham. And that does make it difficult. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. Game state is critical. But that's why the kind of defending we saw on the first goal is so problematic and punishes us so dearly. There. That's all I've got to say about this game, really. I'll leave it there. Fulham at the weekend. Need to win. Bye-bye.